Hello, welcome back. We have made it. We are at the 7th class, the last one of our Chakra mini sequence series. So this is the 7th main energy center. We're going to be focusing on the crown chakra. The color is white, which is why I'm wearing white. And for this sequence, we're really going to invite in the energy of relaxation and harmony. As you come into your space, find a wall somewhere nearby because we're going to start with legs up the wall. Also, if you haven't already today, make sure you're hydrating. Water is really great and beneficial for the crown chakra energy center. So as we did in the previous chakras, we'll be taking 7 postures to honor the crown. We'll start with legs up the wall. So we're gonna scoot ourselves over to a wall space. I like to bring one hip up to the wall. Then as I bring my back onto the ground, I shimmy as close to the wall as possible and then bring the legs up the wall. So as you bring your legs up the wall, make sure that your tailbone is grounded. If you're having trouble getting your tailbone grounded, you can scoot away from the wall. It's going to be really important for your low back to have it down. Then you can relax your arms out to your sides. Starting off our practice in a gentle inversion. Taking the time to transition from what we've already done in our day to our practice through this mini sequence of honoring our crown chakra. Maybe closing the eyes and visualizing the color white. Inviting in relaxation and harmony. Start to bring awareness to how you're breathing. Noticing the air traveling in through the nostrils as you inhale. Releasing as you exhale, maybe taking a sigh of relief, setting the breath free, letting it go. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it go. Continue to lengthen the breath. Inhale, taking in relaxation. Exhaling for harmony. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Settling into your practice. This time that you've carved out and dedicated to yourself. Honoring your own self-care. Preparing to come into our second posture. We'll stay at the wall for this one. In your own time, when you're ready, start to bend your knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the wall. And then let the knees splay out, now bringing the soles of the feet together. You can let the heels slide down towards the ground. The more you lower the feet, the deeper you're going to feel into the inner thighs and the hips. So you can always send your feet back up the wall for less intensity. Or maybe you take your hands towards your legs, helping to lower the feet for a deeper stretch. You decide. This is your practice. Listen to your body and what it needs in this time. Once you've set up your physical body into this shape, Supta Baddha Konasana, with wall assist, we come back to our breath, noticing how deeply we can inhale and how much we can release when we exhale. Inhale, taking in fresh, clean, new air. Exhale, releasing stale, stagnant energy. Let's take another full round of breath before we transition out. Now lifting our hands, taking our hands to our thighs, we'll guide the knees together, bringing the soles of the feet back to the wall. We're going to make our way away from the wall, coming back onto our mat. So coming to your mat however you need, you might roll over to one side and then press up to your seat. As you come back onto your mat, we're going to come into our reclined position, just making a little more space for our legs as we come into spinal twisting. So we'll open our arms out to the sides, aligning the wrist with the shoulders. And then we'll lift our feet so that we can stack our knees above our hips and align our ankles with our knees. Pausing here, taking an inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll send both knees over to the left. Practice keeping the right shoulder grounded. Staying here with the breath. If you'd like, your left palm can gently rest to the outside of the right thigh. Not pushing or forcing, just giving a gentle assist to yourself. To deepen the spiraling of the spine, you can turn your gaze over to the right. If that's too much for your neck, you can bring your gaze back to neutral, gazing up to the ceiling. Or you can turn your head to the left, gazing in the same direction as the knees. Releasing the left hand if it's resting on the outside of the right thigh, grounding the left arm down. Come back to noticing your breath. With your next inhale, use your energy to lift both the knees up, roll onto your back. And as you exhale, take both knees over to the right. Practice keeping the left shoulder grounded. As you settle into this direction, right hand can rest to the outside of the left knee. Gaze can move over to the left, looking away from the knees. Gaze can be neutral, or you can look in the same direction as your knees, looking over to the right. Our crown chakra is all about our connection with the universe, our enjoyment of life, and connecting with who we are on a spirit level, separate from ego. Spinal twisting is great for detoxifying. So as we take another breath or two in our twist, we can twist and wring out any limiting thoughts or beliefs, just coming back to our natural essence, who we really are on a soul level. Releasing the right hand from the thigh. As you take your next inhale, lift the knees up, roll onto the back. Keeping the legs lifted, bring your hands under your knees, lift your tailbone, rock up and down your spine, coming onto your seat. Another option to come onto your seat is you can roll to one side and then press up to a seat. So now we're going to transition to a kneeling pose. So we'll take our hands forward and we'll lift our hips. So as we come into our kneeling pose, we'll bring our knees together, feet together. Let's curl the toes, walk the hands towards the knees. Now we're going to lower the crown of the head to the mat, and we're going to try to bring our head as close to our knees as possible. Then we'll take our hands to our heels. Once the hands are connected to the heels, we'll lift the hips, hold the lift, feel a nice deep stretch at the back, and also feel the crown of the head pressing into the mat. This is our rabbit pose. This one can be a little intense, so we're not going to spend as much time here. We'll release the hands. Bring the hands under the shoulders, uncurl the toes. Bring the hips back. You can take a breath in your child's pose if you'd like. And then with our next inhale, we'll start to lift the head, reaching the crown of the head all the way up to the sky. Now, before we move on to our next posture, know that instead of rabbit pose, you could take headstand if that's part of your practice, if you feel really stable and comfortable doing that. If you've never done headstand before, I do have a tutorial on my channel, so you could check that out, but it is an option if you really like that one. So we'll lift our hips, moving on, take the feet out to one side. Let's come back onto our seat. We'll bring the legs in front. We're going to set up for a seated spinal twist. So bending the knees, let's take our right leg behind our left. So our right knee is centered with our torso. I'm just going to face this direction so you can see what I'm doing. So knee centered with my torso. I'm going to now take my left foot to the outside of my right thigh. Left hand comes behind my left hip. As I inhale, I'll reach my right fingers up. And as I exhale, I'm going to twist to the left, hooking the right elbow to the thigh, twisting a little deeper, looking past the left shoulder. Right hand can drop down to the right heel. Continue to twist. And as you stay in the twist, keep reaching the crown of your head up towards the sky. With our next exhale, we'll release, bring the torso to center, take the hands over to the right. Once the palms or the fingertips touch down, we'll bend the elbows, lowering down about halfway, getting a counter stretch. And then as we inhale, we'll lift back up and find our way to center. So we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. So let's unwind the legs. This time, the left leg is going to ground down, bringing the knee in line with the torso. I'm going to turn this way, giving you a different view. Now, once that left knee is in line with the torso, we're going to take that right foot to the outside of the left thigh. Sole of the foot is touching down. Make sure you're not sitting on your left foot. Take your right hand behind your right hip, finding your kickstand. As you inhale, reach your left fingers up. And as you exhale, twist to your right. Hook your elbow to your thigh. Twist a little deeper, look past your shoulder. Maybe the left hand drops down to the left heel. Keep looking back. Hold. Breathe. Feel into the left side, the left part of the back, the left shoulder. Detoxifying in your twist. Cleansing. And then releasing out. Bring your torso to center. Take both hands over to the left. Touch them down. Bend the elbows. Lower down about halfway. Counter stretch. Inhale, lift up. bring your torso back to center. Let's unwind the legs. All right, now we're going to come into a seated meditation just for a few minutes. Now, as you come into your seat, think about what's comfortable for your legs. You might want to have one leg in front of the other. If your hips are really open, you might come into half lotus, bringing one foot, the pinky side of the foot, to opposite leg hip crease. Or you might come into full lotus, Padmasana, if this is comfortable for you to be in for a few minutes. If not, let it go. No big deal. You want to just find what's comfortable so you can sit in stillness. So once you find the setup that's comfortable for your legs, just let the hands float down. You don't need to activate your arms, bend the elbows, let them relax. What is important is that the crown of your head is reaching up for the sky. So you've got a straight spine, imagining that you're sitting up against a wall, or you might even scoot up against a wall so that you feel the support. That way you don't have to hold yourself up. And then we'll bring the gaze inward. We'll close the eyes. As you close your eyes, feel the hips grounded. Continue to feel the crown of the head reaching up. Becoming meditative with our breath, we'll bring all of our awareness to how we're breathing in this moment. Inhale, breathing in all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, slowly releasing. Inhale, breathing in all the way until you can't take in any more air. And as you exhale, feel your shoulders melt away from your ears. Inhale again. Exhale, shoulders relax. As you continue to connect with your breath, separate your teeth to relax your jaw. Continue to maintain the gaze inward. Continue to find length in the spine, reaching the crown of the head up, bringing full awareness to the air coming in and out as you inhale and exhale. Meditating on your pranayama, your life force energy. This might be the first time today that you've even brought awareness to how you're breathing. Most of the time we move through our day without even thinking about the breath. Here and now we can fully meditate on how we're breathing. Lengthening our breath to help us downregulate, calm our own nervous system, helping us to reduce stress and anxiety. Let's take 2 more full rounds of breath. Inhaling completely. Exhaling, letting all the air go. One more time. Inhale, taking in relaxation. Exhale for harmony. Start to flutter the eyes open. We're almost done. We've got one more posture to come into Savasana. So for this one, we're going to come into a reclined position, allowing our entire bodies to lay down, connecting our head, shoulders, back, and limbs. Maybe setting up in a star shape, creating space between the legs, space at the armpits. Tucking our chin towards our chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Closing the eyes, bringing the gaze inward. Completely trusting the support of the ground beneath you. Feeling held, nurtured, and supported as we honor the crown chakra. Relaxation, harmony. Savasana is known as the most important posture of our practice. It allows us time to integrate all the movement that we've done through our physical practice. And it also allows us to be present with ourselves. Having time of connection. Recognizing in this time that there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere more important than being in your own body, right here, right now. Inhale, relaxation. Exhale, harmony. You're welcome to stay in Savasana as long as you'd like. We'll close our practice here today. If you'd like to join me in closing, you can bring your palms together and then send your thumbs to the crown of your head, feeling so much gratitude to yourself for showing up for your practice, feeling extra gratitude if you showed up for the 7-part series of moving through the chakras. If this is something that you really enjoyed, you can visit the Reiki playlist that has a lot more classes, guided meditations, and resources for the chakras. If there's anything else you'd like to see, it would be my honor to create it for you. Just drop it in the comments. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your presence and your support. It's an honor for me to be here sharing this beautiful healing practice with you. The light in me sees, honors, and recognizes the light within you. Namaste.